أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على خير خلقه محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. While I am praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you all during the month of Ramadan, to accept your acts of devotion, whether you recite the Quran, keep fast, or spend the night in communicating with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with du'as, with munajat, with supplications. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to shower you all with His mercy and enable us to complete the month of Ramadan with everything that pleases Allah Almighty. Today, let's talk about the role of Lady Khadijah in supporting the message of Islam. Why? Because 10th of Ramadan coincides with the death of such great lady. Yes, she died year 10 after the message, 3 years before the migration to Medina, and 10th of Hijri calendar refers to the death of Lady Khadijah, peace be upon her. First of all, let's talk about the role of few ladies, which was highly recommended, highly appreciated, praised in the Quran. Of course, we see two of them that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran highly spoken about them. The first one was Asiya, daughter of Muzahim, Fir'aun's wife. When the newborn baby was sent by the river and came to the castle, of course, Pharaoh was told that someone will come to destroy his whatever authority and kingdom. So he ordered immediately that this newborn baby who was picked up from the river to be killed. But here, this lady, Asiya, daughter of Muzahim, said, no, don't kill him. He might become a very dear son for us. Of course, she did not, according to the Quran, she did not approve of the claims that Pharaoh made, Fir'aun made, in claiming that he is the Lord, and the way he mistreated people, killed and ordered to kill many ladies, many pregnant women, just in the fear, or out of the fear that they will give birth to someone who is going to challenge him. Anyhow, so the Holy Quran speaks in very nice way about this lady without mentioning her name. The Quran says that Pharaoh or Fir'aun's wife. The second one, of course, is none but Maryam, daughter of Imran. And here I have to mention that this Imran, father of Maryam, is different from Imran, father of Musa. Because in one occasion, when I had an interfaith gathering in hall, one of the priests asked me, or he made this question or argument, that the distance between Maryam, who gave birth to Jesus, and Moses, according to him, or Musa alayhi salam, is more than many centuries. So that's why, how can they become brothers and sisters? Imagining wrongly that because Maryam is daughter of Imran, Musa is son of Imran, so they are brothers and sisters. No, there are two different Imrans, belong to different eras and times. Anyway, Maryam, daughter of Imran, she was purified, and we see a complete surah in the Quran talking about her purity, her devotion, and how she was raised, and in the end, how she gave birth to Jesus or Isa alayhi salam. But according to many authentic hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam would praise 4 ladies. 2 of them we already mentioned, Asiya, daughter of Muzahim, and the other one is Maryam, daughter of Imran. But the other 2 are his wife, Lady Khadijah, daughter of Khuwaylid, and his daughter, Fatima alayhi salam. So, let's make this introduction to know the personality of Lady Khadijah. First of all, the very first prayer was seen in the Masjid al-Haram, around the Kaaba. They saw the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam standing towards the Kaaba, praying, and next to him is a young boy who was none but Ali alayhi salam, and behind them a lady who was none but Khadijah alayhi salam. So here it was the very first scenery, the first example of how to pray in Islam, in the history of Islam. Although the prayer or the daily prayer was not made obligatory on people yet, because we know this became obligatory on Muslims in the 2nd year after Hijrah. And we are talking about the beginning of the Bi'tha or the message. In many occasions, the Prophet ﷺ praised Lady Khadijah for her strong support for the message of Islam. In one occasion, after she passed away, the name of Khadijah was uttered, or one of the wives said that, why you are so fond of Khadijah, still you remember her and praise her, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replaced you with someone better. I'm not going to mention the name of that wife who said that, but it was some sort of jealousy. Anyway, so the reports say that everybody saw the tears coming out of the eyes of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, Khadijah was the one who believed me when all belied me. Khadijah was the one who supported me and did not stop supporting in any minute. And she supported my message by all her wealth. Yes. In another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said that Islam was successful and is indebted to 2 supports. One, the wealth of Lady Khadijah, and the other one is the bravery of Imam Ali alayhi salam. Yes, by these two elements, Islam became successful, and now you may say, and it is right to say and believe, that all Muslims who benefit from Islam are really indebted to acknowledge the role of both Lady Khadijah and the Commander Faithful, Imam Ali alayhi salam, for whatever bounty they get from Islam. When many wealthy members of Quraysh came to ask her hand for marriage, she refused. History tells us about Utbah, Shayba, and Abu Jahl, who were renowned and famous members of the community in Mecca from Quraysh, but she refused them all. When she married the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam, women of Quraysh deserted her, abandoned her, and said that, oh, you, after rejecting all those wealthy and famous men, now an orphan came to ask your hand and you accepted. But she was grateful to this marriage and remained loyal to it, and forgot all whatever wealth others had to or could offer for her. Regarding her age at the time of marriage, many references say that she was 40. But it is seen in many reports by authentic references, such as Ibn Asakir in his famous book Tarikh Medina Dimashq, Al-Dhahabi in his book Siyar A'lam al-Nubala, and Al-Hakim al-Nisaburi in his book Al-Mustadrak al-Sahihain. They all narrate and say that her age at the time of marriage with Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was 28. However, Al-Bayhaqi in his Dala'il al-Nubuwwah says that her age was only 25 at the time of marriage. One of the great scholars and researchers who died recently, Allama Sayyid Ja'far Murtawa al-Amili, he, after a very detailed research, says that the more accurate report that her age was only 25 at the time of marriage. Now, when Quraysh sanctioned Muslims and they had to be limited to a valley, was called the Valley of Abu Talib, Shi'b of Abu Talib. For 3 years, they were abandoned. The sanction was there. No one would enter with them in a trade or provide them with anything. And you can imagine how this is difficult for a nation. Unfortunately, nowadays we see that many superpowers, in order to mistreat the people, to stop them from having their freedom and identity, because they do not bow down to them, to the superpowers, they sanction them. They stop even the whatever money transfer, medicine, all the technology, and this has been done throughout the centuries, and this was a habit of Quraysh that they did for the Muslims, for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and his companions. So who was supporting these people financially during that sanction? No one but Lady Khadijah alayhi salam. So, here, regarding her age, regarding whether she was married before the Prophet or not, again, there are some rumors, but not substantiated, which are not based on any strong proof. She never saw any man before the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. What we read in Ziyarat Warith, brothers and sisters, we say, Ashhadu, addressing Imam Hussein alayhi salam, Ashhadu annaka kunta nuran fil aslab al-shamikha wal arham al-mutahhara. I bear witness. You address Imam Hussein alayhi salam in the ziyarat. Whether you go to Karbala or from distance, you pay your homage and respect to Imam Hussein. You say, I bear witness that you were allied in the loins of forefathers who were noble and great, and the wombs of purified women. So definitely Khadijah, peace be upon her, Lady Khadijah, was part of that criteria of what? Purified wombs. And here we know that it is something very, very important regarding the life of Lady Khadijah alayhi salam. It is interesting to know that after the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam returned from the night journey, Mi'raj, when it was the time to say goodbye to Jibreel, who accompanied the Prophet throughout this journey until paradise, until being aware of the future of the Muslim nation, until the day of judgment. After all that, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam asked Jibreel, and this is what we find in the Tafsir al-Ayyashi. In Tafsir al-Ayyashi, he refers to the Prophet saying that when I came down and descended after the night journey, I said to Jibreel, anything I can do for you? And he said, yes, please convey Allah Almighty's greetings and my greeting to Lady Khadijah. So the only message about the people of earth, people who dwell on earth, from Allah and from Jibreel, was to convey the greetings to Lady Khadijah alayhi salam. However, this merit or these merits, to be the first lady to embrace Islam, to support the message of Islam, to support the message of Islam and the mission of Islam financially, that she spent all her wealth in supporting Islam, and to remain loyal to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is very, very clear that her position to be entitled to bear in her womb Lady Fatima alayhi salam, who will become in the future the mother of all Imams except Imam Ali alayhi salam. So the 12 Imams, Imam Ali alayhi salam, her cousin and her husband, but the other 11 Imams are her sons, her progeny, and they are born and bearing the genes of Lady Fatima salamullah alayha, and of course the genes of both the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and Lady Khadijah. So today we remember this great lady and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our love to her, strengthen our love to her and her family, her descendants. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.